Hey everybody, happy Sunday to you guys. I'm hoping you guys are having a great weekend. I'm just chilling today. I decided to just not do anything. I've just been chilling in the bed, watching I just caught up on like all the Pose episodes. Actually, I've seen them all. I just decided to rewatch them all. Right now I'm watching Ghost with Patrick Swayze on TV, and I plan on catching this Marlon Wayans movie on Netflix. All right. So that's my plan today before I go back to work. And my baby girl, she starts her first day of high school tomorrow. So yesterday we were out shopping for just a few items. I'm a procrastinator, so of course I waited to the last minute to get her some clothes and her school supplies. But that's just how I am. I'm sorry. That's my procrastination kicking in. Before I get into this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you haven't done so already, won't you go ahead and hit that notification bell so that when I do drop videos in the future, you will be one of the first people to know. All right, let's get with it. So a few days ago, Friday, I think, I dropped a video on JayZ and this partnership with the NFL and how I felt about the entire situation. Now, since this news has dropped with this so-called JayZ buying an NFL team, I've been amazed at I shouldn't say I'm surprised. I'm actually not surprised at the comments that I am seeing from Black folks. I am not shocked at all. All right. And I'm going to explain why in a minute. It's interesting to me to see all these people who were anti this all of a sudden is cool that JayZ is supposedly buying into a team. Now, the details are still very sketchy, which makes me feel like something about all of this is just shady. Something about all of this feels a little PR stunty. All right. Now, I'm going to be dropping some very unpopular opinions about JayZ. So if you are a huge super fan, trust me, I like JayZ's music too. But I'm feeling a little shadiness on his part. The details that TMZ were able to provide were very little. All they could say is that he's buying an NFL team. He's going to have a significant ownership in it. But they couldn't tell us what team it was. They couldn't tell us when. And that's what makes it, in my opinion, feels like a huge PR stunt. Now, JayZ was getting a lot of heat when it came out that he was partnering with the NFL, and it had to do with the entertainment side of it. It had nothing to do with ownership. This was all about the entertainment side of it, as to, he was going to have something to do with the halftime shows. He was also going to have like some kind of social justice component in there. Of course, he received a lot of backlash because here it is that Colin Kaepernick, as you know, he's been out of the league for about 3 years because he wanted to exercise his First Amendment right. He wanted to peacefully protest the police brutality by taking a knee. All right. And basically lost his gig, hasn't been able to get signed to any teams. Right. All right. So that's a part of it. JayZ tells JD and Travis Scott and all of them months ago, hey, don't perform. You should not perform at the Super Bowl. He discouraged JD from taking some kind of deal with the NFL just to turn around. And now he's doing business with the very entity that he told JD not to do. So it seemed a little shady. And then, of course, a day later, quote unquote, we get this information that JayZ is going to have some ownership in a team. And I'm just calling BS. I am. And it was just amazing to see all the Black folks that was just like, oh, this is great. This is great. This is wonderful. Now he gonna hire Colin Kaepernick. This is chess, not checkers. See, y'all, I told y'all to wait and see. I told y'all, all y'all people that was hating, I told y'all. And I'm telling you right now, JayZ is not going to be a majority owner of an NFL team. I'm telling you that right now. And I'm going to explain to you why he is not going to be the majority owner of a football team. The cheapest football team right now to purchase is $2 billion. $2 billion. JayZ just recently became a billionaire. In order to even think of purchasing a football team, he would have to at least have $1 billion liquid, which he does not have. Remember, his billion, based on what Forbes said, is tied to his business ventures. He doesn't have $1 billion liquid. So he's not even in the running for that. He could at best become a minority owner, just like J-Lo did, like Serena Williams did. Like a lot of people are minority owners of teams. You'd be surprised how many celebrities and people like that, businessmen, even black businessmen, are minority owners in a team. All right. $30 million may actually get you about 1% of a football team, of an NFL team. JayZ is not going to be a majority owner. I'm sorry. He's just not. And even if he was going to, he would need the approval. There are 32 NFL teams. He would need at least 26 of them to approve it. They wouldn't even approve Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the very guys these guys support Donald Trump. All right. They're doing all kinds of fundraisers for him as we speak. They wouldn't even let him into the club. You think they're going to let JayZ into the club? Again, he doesn't have the capital to own the majority of any of these teams, any of them. So JayZ is not. He could be buying into a team, but he's not going to be a majority owner. And minority owners don't have any say-so over the ins and outs of who gets hired, all this other stuff. They just don't. All right. I hate to bust all your bubbles. The people that's sitting here like, oh, JayZ is going to holler and call it. He don't have the power to do so. Sorry. All right. Now, what's interesting to me in all of this is that at the end of the day, first of all, I'm not mad at JayZ for buying into a football team if that's something that he chooses to do. That don't upset me because at the end of the day, this is a man who is building generational wealth for his kids. Okay. And that's fine, but at least keep it real. Keep it real and just say, this is a good investment. This is an investment. As a minority owner, you are an investor. Okay. You don't have any kind of true power when it comes to the decision making, not like a 51% owner would be. All right. I doubt that JayZ could be 49% owner. He don't have the capital to do so. And I'm like I said, I'm not trying to hate. I'm not hating. I'm just telling you how it goes. I'm just saying. But it's interesting to me how all these people are like, oh, well, JayZ, he's just playing chess. He's not playing checkers. This is a good thing. Wait and see. It's funny to me how black people all of a sudden got the wait and see bug when it comes to JayZ. And the fact that he's sitting down with the very billionaires that, again, support Donald Trump. But let me just say this. When Kanye West, a day or two after Donald Trump was elected, Lord, I don't want to think about that day. But nonetheless, when he was elected, who went and wanted to sit at his table? Kanye West. Who went and sat to talk to him and take a meeting with him? Steve Harvey. And guess what they were called? They were called coons and sellouts. All right. I didn't hear anybody say wait and see for them. I didn't hear anybody tell us to wait and see what Kanye West was going to do and what Steve Harvey was going to do and all the other people who sat and talked to him. I think Pastor Gray, John Gray sat at the table with him. They wanted to have a seat at the table to discuss things. People wanted to cancel them. But it was now that JayZ is having the same kind of sit down with the very billionaires that support Donald Trump, who are hard-nosed Republicans, who are part of the so-called oppressors that people so-called, quote unquote, complain about. Now is wait and see. It's not cancel. It's only canceled when it was Kanye and Steve Harvey and the other people. And even though I don't particularly care for Kanye West, and I definitely don't care for his wife, when it came down to it, look at some of the prison reform that's been happening since they've been sitting at the table with Donald Trump, whether I like it or not. Whether I like it or not, look at some of the things that's been happening. Even though people canceled him and called him Kanye and said that he drinking the Kool-Aid and all this other stuff. And again, I'm telling you, this is as a person who didn't, agree with any of that he was doing. But at least I can sit here and say, why is it cancel Kanye, but wait and see on JayZ? How? And that's just because people pick and choose what they want to be mad about and what they want to be outraged about. Because it's JayZ, don't nobody want to, give JayZ that smoke. Don't nobody want to be critical of JayZ and to say, you know what, this looks like this because he's JayZ. That's because all this idol worship that black folks do, especially black people, where we put these people on these pedestals. And then but it depends on how much we like them. All right. If we really, really, really like them, we're going to, excuse all the stuff that seems a little shady. But if we already on the fence about them, then we'll cancel them. And that's the problem I'm having with this whole situation, is how people can look at it differently for JayZ. But when Kanye was doing it and he wanted a seat at the table, and had this been Kanye doing this very deal with the NFL, oh my goodness, people would have lost their minds over it. They would have been over. All right. But that's the way things go. People just pick and choose what to be outraged about. They just do. And this don't have nothing to do with, as far as I'm concerned, this is beyond Colin Kaepernick. This is just, again, dealing with the hypocrisy of it all. It really is. It's just hypocrisy. All right. Now everybody want to wait. Even I had to catch myself with the whole, let's just see what he's going to do. And then once I start reading up on the fact that he can't even be a majority owner. He don't have the money to be a majority owner. He can't make any real decisions. This is all Barclays Center all over again. This is the Brooklyn Nets all over again. This is a PR stunt. All right. JayZ owned 1/15 of 1% of the Brooklyn Nets. And you know what they did? They used his face to sell it to black folks so they can get those black folks out of Brooklyn. And that's what's happening. What is the NFL doing now? It's a win-win because JayZ going to make money. The NFL look good because they got a black owner. I'm just saying, if we're going to be outraged, let's be outraged about all of it or none of it. Don't be outraged about none of it. All right. If you can't put them all together, Steve, Harvey, Kanye West, JayZ, it's either we're all mad or we ain't mad at none of them. And that's the way I feel like it should be. All right. Anyway, let me get back to my ghost, and then I'm going to watch Sextuplets. You guys have a great Sunday, and I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video too. Take care, guys.